Shalom Aleichem, sweetest friends. We are continuing our series of shiurim in the Sefer Ma'amari Pachad Yitzchak. The shiur should be a schus for Yisrael Tzadok ben Shalamis, and also for a refuah for David Henech Mordechai ben Frida Simcha, and for Mordechai David ben Leah, and for Abraham Yosef ben Chana, and for Sarah Leah bas Rivka. Or in Maimer Chav Gimel it says Vishnei Luchos Abanim Har Biyadov V'Chasvim Shmiras Shabbos V'Chein Kasav B'Seiresecha. So what's the chiddush that it says in the Luchos Shmiras Shabbos besides what already says in the Torah? And the Torah already says that you have to keep Shabbos. So what's the chiddush here that we say in davening? Vishnei Luchos Abanim Har Biyado, and what does it say in them? Shmiras Shabbos. And also it says it in the Torah. It says in the Torah, why is that enough? Why is that not enough? It says in the pasuk, Vayiden el Moshe kechaloso. He gave it to Moshe, the Luchos, when he was finished. So the kaloso is kaf kaf lamid taf vav, like a kala. That's what when you look at the word, it looks like a kala. Just like a kala is wearing 24 mekushetes b'chav dalek kishutin is wearing 24 pieces of jewelry. So to every Talmud Chacham has to be a mekushetu baki b'chav dalet svarim. Has to be a baki in all 24 Sifrei Tanakh. So why what's the yichud? What's special about the 24 Sfarim? A Talmud Chacham has to know Kol HaTorah Kula. And why is this specifically a kishut? We also have to understand that this Yalfusa of Ayiten al Moshe Kechaloso, that he had Talmud Chacham has to know 24 Sfarim, was dafka at the time of the Nesinas HaLuchos. And why is that? So vet men anfangen fun anfang. We have to start from the beginning. There's a world and there's people in the world. This person, who the world started with, is supposed to encompass all other nivraim. The world is mitzuraf and nichlal ba'adam. It's included, encompassed by man. And that's what we see in the stages of creation, that chai, living beings, animals, and somech, vegetation, are included within man derech mizonos, because he eats them. Mizonos are absorbed, the food is absorbed in his body and it becomes part of his body. Ad kedei kach, that we see in the Gemara that Bisr the Torah the Ochel Esma Goran Lo Tosev is Das. Of a Kamain Beis, that eating meat of an ox that he ate yesterday adds Das. And then it becomes Gufei Torah. So that's all from the perspective of Chayin Somech, from living in vegetation. But it would seem that the dag of domem, of inanimate objects, that's rocks and the like, that's outside of the spectrum of man, and is not included in him. It's machlokas if melach is somem or domem or tzomech, parenthetically. But we're talking here about domem, what everyone holds as domem. Nevertheless, the fit sira adam, according to the picture of man, he has to encompass the whole world, all chelkei hayitzira. And the truth is, domem is also, inanimate objects are also mitzurif to man. How is that? That when a person wears stones, that is included in the shleimus komas ha'adam. And that's why kishutim are miyuchadim lepartzufa shel kala. Because you have this kala who's becoming a full person, yoitzer ha'adam. She gets her shleimus now when she gets married. So now she has to elevate the domem and wear this jewelry, wear these stones. My family's in the jewelry business. My father was lang gesundenstark, used to sell jewelry. My brother does. So now we have a tifkait, that it's mamish hashlamas ha'adam, elevating the domem. So that's all chelkei hayitzir are now included in man, all parts of creation. So until now the mashal, now we get to the nimshal. Talmud Chacham is a Baal Hora. He has to paskin. Something that's begeder zil kari bei rav is not begeder hora. It's not a psak when any school child should know it. And you don't bring a par heling dover on such a mistake that there's a carbon brought when the Beis makes a mistake, but now it's when it's unfortunate that it's listed in the pasuk. So then you can think that a Talmid Chacham is mufka. He's excluded, he's precluded from the Zil Kari Beirav, because he has to paskin, and that's not included in paskining. But it's not true, because even though it's not included in psak, because everybody should know it, nevertheless a Talmid Chacham includes within himself the Zil Kari Beirav. But he also knows what's written in the Chumash. And that's mashlim his Pnei Talmid Chacham. Now he has this Surah B'Talmid Chacham, which is different if he knows Tanakh. And it's known what the poskim say, that on Torah Sheb'chsav you make Birchas HaTorah even if you don't understand. Ma'ashekein Torah Sheb'al Peh. If you don't understand, you don't make a bracha. Shulchan Aruch Harav, Yeridechos, Talmid Torah, Perek Beis, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel. And that's because Torah Sheb'chsav is the darg of Kedushas HaOsios. Here we meet a Chelek Torah that's omed michutz ladargas Talmid Chacham. Talmid Chacham perusha b'das, and dargas Torah ba'osios is even without Havana. So it emerges for us then that we have a tziyur b'Torah ha'omed michutz lagavra de Talmid Chacham, and that can't be. A picture of Torah that's outside of the Talmid Chacham, that Kedushas Osios is without das, and the Talmid Chacham has das, so Kedushas Osios, Torah Sheb'chsav, is outside of the tziyur of the Talmid Chacham. Can't be. So here we have this mashal, the 24 gems of the Kala. Just like a person includes all parts of creation, so too a Talmid Chacham includes all parts of Torah. And the inanimate objects that beautify a person is a mashal to the letters, the Osios Domimos, Belishum Havana, the inanimate letters that have no understanding, that beautify a Talmid Chacham. And that's the end of Talmid Chacham has to be a baki in 24 Svarim. Svarim b'dafka. Svarim means what's written. Letters don't have Havana, like the Avnei Domim of the Kala. So we have the tzushtel between the jewelry of the Kala, the Avnei Domim, and the letters that are Domim. We also have to understand why this mashal was explained to Moshe Dafka b'Shas Matan Luchos. The explanation is as follows: if the Divrei Torah would be included in the Luchos alone, without being mentioned also in the Torah, it wouldn't have a din of Torah Sheb'chsav or Torah Shalom and Baal Peh. That Torah Sheb'chsav is not allowed to be said Baal Peh, because in the Luchos, Ksav and Baal Peh are equated. It says in the Yerushalmi in Shkolim, Perek Vav, Sof Lach Aleph, Ben kol dibur v'dibur dikdukeha v'osioseha shel Torah. So we have this sushtel in the Yerushalmi between the Baal Peh, what was said, the diburim, and what was written. So there's no chilik between Torah Sheb'chsav and Torah Sheb'al Peh. Torah Sheb'chsav and Torah Sheb'al Peh is only a chiluk when something is supposed to be learned. And Luchos weren't given to be learned. They were put in the Aron, in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, which is a place no one's allowed to go into. And this lack of distinction between B'chsav and Baal Peh is the same with the lack of distinction between Osios and Havana. In other words, the Osios are without Havana. B'chsav, Havana is Baal Peh. And therefore the darg of a Talmid Chacham that includes the Torah of Osios, together with the dargas das of Horah, was explicated dafka b'shas Matan Luchos. Matan Luchos is the time when we equate the B'chsav and the Baal Peh. We saw in the Yerushalmi in Shkolim. That's a time when there's no chilik between Ksav and Al Peh. And a Talmid Chacham also has to equate the two. He has to have both. Can't have only one. He has to have the B'chsav, the Osios, and the Dargas Das the Havana, the Shebal Peh. And that's exactly what the Luchos had. They had the darga of the Oisios, and they had the darga of the Dibur, Chsav and Baal Peh. So therefore, this Chiddush of the Chav Dalet Sifrei Tanakh was taught dafka at the time of the giving of the Luchos. So now we're going to go noch tiefer. We usually think that the Maili Yisei B'riyas Adam, in contrast to Adam Ephraim, is that he has a nishmas chayim and the nafach mitocha nafach, God blood from within him. We don't find anywhere else. Nevertheless, there's also harad in his bria. It says ofra min ha'adama, from the dust of the earth. By other Nephraim, it says the lashon nefesh chaya. Totzer it's nefesh chaya, and we don't see a guf shel offer. No, the pshat is, well, where was he taken from? He was taken from the Aretz. But it doesn't say a lashon of offer. Offer is only by an Adam and not by Bali Chaim. And that's what Chazal say on the pasuk of Achor v'kedem tzartani. Pasuk in Tehillim Kuflam, it has Dalid. There's a bechin of Aliyah and also a bechin of Horad b'briyas Adam. Achor after all of creation, also before creation. And the explanation is that because he has to include the whole world, Lishum Yotzei min HaKlal, he has to go to the lowest, even Ofra min Adama. Even the lowest, he preceded creation, and is the purpose of creation, but he's also created at the end. He has to go to the lowest, he even has to include the dust of the earth. When you take an object, you have to put your hand under it. Take it for yourself, so to a person. It's under everything. He encompasses everything. His body, even binyan aguf. Shas Matan Torah is the time of Tikkun Chet Adam Arishon, and a time when we go back to the matzav of Paschal Zohamasam, we have no more tumah. And the Tikkun Adam has to relate to both parts of man, both the soul and the body. Also v'yipach ba'apav and also v'yikach of men adama, to blow within him a living life, a new living life. And that's what it says, binyan Matan Torah, nafshi yotze b'dabroi. They call dibur nas doimim v'utzrich talme yuchad l'hachias doimim sheba. Through every dibur, he became domim. Nafshi yotzar, so went out, and we needed this tal shel tchiyah, this dew of life, to bring us back to life. In other words, the pe'ula of the Aseres HaDibros reaches even guf shel adam. Hashenki b'shar kol ha'torah kula. Poel al daito shel adam. Moshe kedam riyenshi, like people say, that because something is higher, it can go lower. Dafka, because the Aseres HaDibros merpia gvura, they even get to the level of the body, to give life back to the body. So now we continue putting together all these pearls. By all in Ephraim it says, Vayomer b'briyasam. But by Adam is a Maisa Nasa Adam, because Asiyah is shaykh even to the domain. Normally it's a lashon of Vayomer, but here there has to be Asiyah to include even domain, which man includes. Come the Luchos, which are written Be'etz Be'elokim, which is together Maisa. And the rest of the Torah was Derech Dibur L'Moshe, Derech Pula Ala Das. But the Aseres HaDibros were given over B'derech Maisa, Etz Be'elokim. The Luchos were written and they were given to Moshe Zechevtza, V'yitein al Moshe, and say V'yidaber al Moshe, V'heim Advarim. Because they're the highest, they go to the world of Maisa, to the lowest, to Maisa. The Luchos were given over like an object. The klaf of the Luchos of the Avanim, whereas the klaf of the Torah is a guf shel Bal Chai. So you see that the Luchos go even lower, they go down to Domim, to the Avanim, whereas the klaf of the Torah, the parchment of the Torah, is a living being, to the higher level. So with this we come to an even deeper understanding, a deeper approach, and the reason why the Bekiyas in the 24th Svarim was Dafka said, when Vayitein Lo, when he gave him the Luchos, now he gets the Torah in his hand. Kabbalah, that's even Mechaya the Doimim. even activates the domain, Luchos avonim. And that's the time when to teach that every Talmud Chacham also has within him Bechinas domain, even Bechinas Osi is B'li Avana. There's no chutz, it's all included in the Talmud Chacham. Even has to have the 24 Svarim. There's no panim shel Torah that's omed chutz mimenu. Now we go back to the beginning. Shabbos is mentioned both in the Luchos and the Torah. Now there's no Kedusha without Das Adam. Kedusha Svar, Sefer Torah, Tefillin and Mezuzahs. You have to have Das. It's nichta by the Chereshoit v'kot and it's puzzle. Kiddush Eretz Yisrael, the Yeshua Ezra, Das. Kedusha is Bechora. It would appear that it comes without Das. It's not true. A Bechor is Miskadesh only if it's Mammon Yisrael. If it's Yad Akum Be'emtza, that owns the Behema, paters it if you have a shutfus of a Jew and a Goy. Every kinyan is mitzdarif to a person is mishtayich l'daito. Famous Maharal. Why is there a p'tur of a Shabbos Aved al Achar Yeush? He's misalek dato. So it's not shaykh to him anymore. Ber Agola, Ber Sheni, Dibar Maslim B'chol Zeh. Everything needs das. Kedusha needs das. Kinyan needs das. There's only one exception, Shabbos. Shabbos is Kviya V'kaima. Kedusha Shabbos doesn't need Kiddush Yisrael like Yontif. Shabbos is Kedusha Abba B'loi Das. Yontif you need the Beis Din. So it emerges then that without the Askara B'Luchos, we wouldn't be able to have Kedusha Shabbos be Yisrael. Because it's impossible for a mitzvah to be on a higher madrega than Torah. And if we wouldn't find in the Torah tzir shel kedusha v'chiyus, kamo beluchos hamagi ad adomim, it would be impossible for a mitzvah to go without das. Without the askara of Shabbos and the Luchos, wouldn't be able to have Kedusha Shabbos Kiviyachal. Because a mitzvah can't go be on a higher madrega than Torah. We wouldn't find in the Torah tzir of Kedusha and Chiyus like in the Luchos. That's Magi Ad Adomim. Then a mitzvah couldn't work without Das. And that's why Shabbos was mentioned in the Luchos. That was Pol al Adomim. Begeder vayitein v'lo begeder vayidaber. So normally you need Das. So how are you going to have Shabbos without Das? The answer is because they're mentioned in the Luchos. And the Luchos you don't need Das. Just a Maisa, it's begeder vayitein v'lo begeder vayidaber. And the inanimate object on the stone. And that's the Maila that's mentioned. Shnei Luchos Avonim heard biyadai. Dafka. Hainu vayitein el Moshe. Shkol ro memusa. You read this at Gemara Asiyah. He gave it to Moshe. Shnei Luchos Avonim heard biyadai. He took it in his hand. Vayitein heard biyadai. There's a Maisa here. There's no Das. And that's Mitzvah Shabbos Derech Asiyah. V'chein kasuv b'sorasecha. And we say, and so too it's written in the Torah. Shabbos is an oz bris beinu v'em b'nei Yisrael. And that's what was given in the Luchos HaBris. This Shabbos that's begeder Maisa, Vayitein, Nesina. Even without Das, even on the Luchos. No, I'm sure everybody already thought of this. But it's good to chazer. Siyata Dishmaya, amazing Torah. And we should be Zochet Taka to elevate, both in the realm of Das and Beli Das, the level of Talmud Chacham of Horah, and the level of Talmud Chacham and of Chof Dalet Sifrei Tanach. L'mod L'lamed Lishma V'las L'kaim is called Divrei Salmo Torah B'Yahava, Amen V'Amen. Shalom, sweetest and most beloved friends.